Good morning. So today I had asked a question earlier in the week, and it's sort of the summary of today was the idea of, can we really change? Can we really change? Thank you, Tracy. It is so. And if Tracy declares it, you got some powerful people over you, Matthew. That's all I'm going to say. Powerful people. So can we really change? You know, we gather in these inspirational mindset, coaching, life-changing, transformational kind of spaces. We buy the book, we get the CD, we listen to the affirmations, we post the vision board, but we sort of like, okay, really am I going to change? Is this time going to be different? Is it going to really happen? And we sort of want it to happen, but we hold back a little bit of that belief. We hold back that little bit that says, yeah, but really, can it really happen? Really, can it happen? I'm going to buy into it, but only so far. I'm going to buy into it only so much. I'm going to pray into it, but only so much. And I always laugh when I hear somebody end a prayer with, if it be your will. It's almost like their escape clause. Like, I don't believe it's going to happen, so I'm going to let you off the hook, God. If it be your will. Or, well, all things, work out as they're supposed to. It's like, really? Those sound like little exit doors you're setting up because you really don't believe you can change. You really don't believe life is going to change. You hope, you want, you wish, but you don't believe. You don't know in your heart of hearts, in your mind of minds, that centerpiece of you that says, yeah, change is really possible. I ran across this quote, and Shakespeare. I'm gonna be fancy today. We're gonna do some Shakespeare up in here. The fault is not in the stars, but in ourselves. So often when we try and create change in our world, we blame everything outside of us. Oh, the kids don't give me enough time to study. My spouse doesn't support me. My boss won't let me have the time off. I don't have the money. I don't have access. I can't, I shouldn't. And we blame all the stars or all the things outside of ourselves. And we fail to take ownership and responsibility. People were healthy before there were gyms. People were living inspired lives before there were CDs and podcasts and downloads and seminars in sunny California. People had strong marriages before there were retreats because they invested into it. We have gotten so caught up in this mindset in our country that we have to go outside of ourselves to begin to create change, that we need to go to this weekend seminar. We need to go to this trainer. We need to eat this butter and back fat kind of thing to get healthy. We need to find something outside of ourselves and bring it to us and then cover ourselves with it, and then we're going to change. Well, change doesn't happen in the stars. Change happens inside of us. We have got to believe and invest in ourselves that we are the cause of the world we live in. And if the world we live in isn't working out the way we want it to, then stop blaming the world and start looking for the ownership inside of you. Start believing that, wait a minute, the house that I live in, the car that I drive, the relationships I'm in, the job that I have to go to, whatever it is that's causing me discomfort isn't the fault of the world, it's the fault of mine. And I have the power and the ability to change it. I am divinely gifted and ordained to change the world that I live in. But in order for that to do it, I have to believe 100% that it can happen. I can't believe 50% and expect the world to make up the difference. I can't buy in at 70% and expect something outside of me to finish the rest. I got to be all in 100% all the time, full in, leaning hard, doing it all. Or I'm going to get nowhere. I'm going to get nothing. This idea, and I quoted it when we put it up, that we curse the effect, but we continue to nourish the cause. We curse the effect, but we continue to nourish the cause. Oh, I hate being overweight. Oh, my knees are so sore. My back is so broken. Oh, I get winded. Excuse me, what did you put in your face today? Did you go to the grocery store and stock up the refrigerator with everything that could last for 10 years? That had processed and product and sugar and salt and all the negative things, and yet you're cursing the effect, but you're supporting the cause. You're talking about not having enough time, but yet you ordered the premium package of cable TV. You're talking about your family being disconnected from each other, but yet you bought the family pack of the cell phones so that everybody can sit in the corner of their house and play their games, watch their TVs, or engage in what they want, except for the people around there. You're complaining about having a marriage that isn't being supportive of each other, but yet every Saturday you go off with the girls and he goes off with the guys. You cannot blame the effect, curse the effect, without addressing the cause. You cannot say my job isn't working out the way I want and yet show up every day and not give 100%, go for the next level, grow into where you want to become. You can't say, oh, if only I had more money, and then go spend it on another blue blouse just because it was on sale and you had nothing else to do that day except go shopping. Cursing the effects in sport. Yes. I look at my life and I look at my family and I look at the way I'm raising my kids and we're developing it. We had a different life when we were in Uruguay. It was really interesting. Because of the environment we were in, we had a different perspective. We had a different value system. We had a different lifestyle. And I could see a different effect in our life. And as soon as we started to get back, we started to drift into old habits, old patterns, old beliefs. And I said to my son the other day, I said, honey, we need to stop. We need to talk. Dad's calling a timeout. New rule. And they all know that I make up like 999,000 rules. And I said, you have gotten something new, some toy, some treat, some bonus, some something every week for the last 3 months. Now, it's not big, it's not glorious. One day it was a betta fish, another day it was a Minecraft, sword or whatever. But you have not developed delayed gratification. And so when I ask you to wait 5 minutes so I can finish a project and you stomp your feet and throw a fit and act like a brat, I can't blame you. I can't curse the effect because I'm the cause of it. I haven't taught you how to wait, how to discipline, how to choose between wants and needs, how to set your expectations clearly and then live into them. Yeah, I've guilted. My kids have a history that has kind of made me a little soft around the center, and I may have caused some of the spoiledness and the pampering and the taking it easy on them. But man, I'm looking at what the effect's going to be long term, and I am changing the cause. So I told him, I said, what do you want? What is the next thing you want? Because he has now learned how to go to Amazon and put things on the shopping list or the hold list or whatever you call it. And he has learned to do that. And I said, what is the next thing you want? And he picked something. I said, okay, what's it cost? He told me. I said, what kind of money you got? And he pulled out his wallet and showed me what kind of money he got. And I said, oh, no, buddy man. You ain't got that money. Because you got to set this the part aside, you got to set this part aside, and you got to set this part aside. And I explained what each of the three parts were, giving back, saving forward, planning for. And I said, now you got this much. He goes, but I'm like, no, this is what you got to spend. This is your play money. This is your fun money. This is your lifestyle money. Suddenly he went back to Amazon and started taking things off the list. And then he came up to me and said, okay, I need to do a job to earn some money. I said, okay, we're starting to change this boat. Now it's not going to happen overnight. It's not going to be quick and it's not going to be easy. But I can't blame the stars when I need to change me. I can't say it's his fault, it's his environment. No, I've got to change the environment. So how do we begin to make the changes? How do we begin to lean into changing ourselves? Because, okay, got it, Eric. You know what? I'm done cursing the effect and not, and still supporting the cause. So I'm going to go through like 6 little pyramid steps. They're over there on the blog at ericgreid.com or should be later today. Check them out if you want to read into them differently. But step 1, when you change your thinking, you change your beliefs. When you change your thinking, you change your beliefs. Our beliefs are established because we've thought about something long enough. We processed facts and figures and filtered data long enough that the thinking became our beliefs. And so if I start to change my thinking, I start to change my beliefs. And my beliefs are those values, those things that I hold as truths. And so if I start to change my thinking, I'll start to change my beliefs. And when I change my beliefs, I change my expectations. And so my beliefs determine my expectations. Like if I believe all people are out to harm me, then my expectation is everybody approaching me as harm. If I believe that food brings me happiness, comfort, and joy, then the type of food that I bring into my life is those that do that, and the expectation is all off balance. If I believe that being my son's best friend is not good, being his parent is better, then what I expect of myself and of our relationship shifts. Woo! Try that one online. So when you change your beliefs, you change your expectations. And then number 3 was when you change your expectations, you change your attitude. So when I expect to have a crappy day at work, I go in with a crappy attitude. And how many times have we heard somebody say something like, you better change your attitude because I don't like what I'm seeing. Seeing is the behavior, attitude is the producer. You know, it's like, whoop, you check that attitude. I don't like your behavior. Well, if you could change your attitude, you would act a different way. If you believe that you were worthy of love and respect and honor, you would walk through life with shoulders back and head held high. And people would look at you and go, okay, I see her attitude and this is the way I've got to approach her. You know, and there are people, I love these people, and I especially love these people when I see them in women, and I know some of these women personally, that when they walk into a room, they know who they are. You know, that Maya Angelou, that, you know, they got diamonds between their thighs, and, you know, that shoulder back, and that head held high, and that sense of grace and elegance and power, and like they just, you can see it. And when I see them, I'm like, I applaud them because they have an expectation of how they want to be treated, how they want to perform in the world, what they expect from themselves and what they expect from the world around them. And they carry that attitude with confidence and courage. Yes, they shift the atmosphere. I'll know Dr. Kelly is still here, but she's one of those. She steps up in here and I get like, ooh, Dr. Kelly's here. She's a Marine. She's a doctor. She gets up at 4 a.m. I got to tighten up. Number 4 is when you change your attitude, you change your behavior. And number 5, when you change your behavior, you change your performance. And so what I mean by that is that when we change our behavior, we start to elevate ourselves. We're like, you know what? I'm going to do this committed. I'm going to begin to develop a new habit, a new behavior, a new mindset, a new thing. And I'm going to start raising the bar on myself 1% every day, every day, every day, every day, every day. You know, I decided that I needed to get healthy. And so hitting the walk, hitting the treadmill, that kind of thing. Well, the other day, a couple weeks back, I said, okay, I'm just going to keep adding a minute. So each workout, I'm going to add a minute. So if yesterday it ended at 60, it goes to 61, then 62, then 63, then 64. Just one more minute was what I was adding to the treadmill. What I realize now is that when I cross over last week's number, I'm still strong. I'm still fit. I'm still like, got that? That was yesterday's bottom mark. Or top mark. Now it's like in the middle, and next week it'll be at the bottom. My performance is shifting because my behavior has become consistent. When my behavior is consistent and disciplined and focused, I naturally become better at what I do. And when I become better at what I do, I stop having the same old problems. Because those old problems followed me when I was weak and broken and small, and I wasn't willing to change. Number 6 is when you change your performance, you change your life. So often as a coach, I will see people that say, yeah, I'm ready to make a change. Like, I hereby decree and declare, I'm ready to make a change in my life. I'm like, okay, what you gonna do different? What do you mean I gotta do something different? I made a vision board. You know, I wrote down my goals. I went to a weekend seminar. What are you gonna do different? Well, I don't know if I can. I don't know if it'll work. I don't know. In the past, you haven't even gotten past step one. You haven't changed your thinking. And because you haven't changed your thinking, your beliefs aren't going anywhere. And as soon as you get your thinking straight, your beliefs will get straight. And once your beliefs get straight, you'll start to expect things. And once your expectations start to get straight, then you'll start to have a different attitude, both towards yourself and towards others and towards your dreams and towards what you expect in life. And as soon as your attitude changes, your behavior is going to change. And guess what? Once your behavior changes, you're off and running. Then your life begins to change. But don't walk up to me and say, hey, Coach Eric, I'm ready. I'm dialing your number. I'm signing you up as a coach. I'm ready to make a change. And the minute I ask, what are you willing to do? And you say, oh, I got to do something? I thought we would just talk about it. I thought we would just think on it. I thought we would just, sit here with a cup of coffee and chat about it. Pick a different coach, please. Because we cannot continue to curse the effect and not take responsibility for the cause. We can't complain about our lives and the things that are going on around us and the situations that we're living into and not address the cause. And guess what? The cause is not in the stars. The cause is in you, my friend. You built this world you're living in. Everything around you is an answer to a prayer you made, whether silently or loudly. And so if you're not happy with the answered prayer that you're living in, you got to up your prayer game. You got to get clear. You got to change your thinking, change your belief, and start moving towards it. Life, I have written down, life is about consistent, predictable patterns of change. And if you're not willing to make the change, the predictable outcome is the same. Take your money back. You ain't ready. Yes, Tracy. I will confess because Tracy forced me into it. There are people that will call and say, I want to coach with you, blah, 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 or can I hire you as a coach? And about 10 minutes in, I'm like, I can't do them. I'm sorry. I value the coaching process. I value what I do. I value the other person and the time and the money and the family. And I will not take where I cannot return an equal or greater portion. And so when I hear somebody's like, well, it's my husband's fault that I'm this way. Or, if my kids had only given me an opportunity, I would have. And I'm like, oh, Lord. This person wants me to change the stars in the heavens so that they can have their world. And they're not willing to say in one sentence, during that 30-minute discovery call that I do, and I don't hear them say something like, I think I can do this. I think I can do this. I think I need to do this. Or whatever it is that if I don't hear the I word, I tell you, I'm looking for the exit. Not because I don't want to help and not because I don't want to be of service and not because that isn't my passion and purpose to be there as a coach, but they ain't ready yet. They have not moved into the place where their belief system is ready to change. And during that, typical discover call that most coaches do, I'll ask them something to the effect of, well, if you could change this, what would it look like? Or if this was no longer an obstacle, what would be different? And if I hear them open up to the possibility, to begin to see the vision, as Dr. Kelly talked about this morning, if they can imagine the possibilities, it's over there on my wall, then I'm like, okay, we got something to work with. But if they fall back to making excuses, writing off everybody else, their problems on everybody else, they ain't ready for change. They ain't ready. Yeah. Sorry, I was just checking my notes, making sure I covered all the big points. I think I covered all the big points. So do you want change in your life? Are you ready for change in your life? Ask yourself, okay, yeah, I'm not happy with my marriage. I'm not happy with my finances. I'm not happy with my relationship. I'm not happy with the business that I'm growing, the kids that I'm raising, the body that I'm living in. I'm not happy with something, and I know that I can be more, bigger, better, wiser, faster, smarter, and I need to change something. I need to change something, and I know this something is within my control. I may not have it all down tight, and I may not have it all down clear, but that something starts in here. That something starts with me. That something is mine. If you can say that, then you're beginning to change your thinking. And you're moving through step one. Stay in it. Stay with it. Write it down. Keep focused on it. Say, okay, what do I got to change? What do I got to change? What do I got to change? What do I need to empty out of my cupboards and out of my refrigerator? What do I got to disconnect? The cable TV, the Netflix on my phone. What do I got to start making an incremental change? What cause do I need to cut out of my life so the effect is no longer manifested in the world that I live in? You know, we talk about turning off the news, but sometimes it's not the CNN or the Fox News or the NBC or the ABC. Sometimes it's this Facebook thing. Sometimes it's the friends at work that bring the bad news to us, that let us slip back into the old habits. Clip them. We talk about wanting a healthier lifestyle, but yet we'll circle the parking lot 15 times hoping for the closest spot to the front door. Don't blame the effect. Blame the cause. Take responsibility for it. All right? So yes, change is possible, my friends. Change is possible, my friends. And it is all up to you, and it is on you to make it happen. Now, as a coach, what I do is I help facilitate that change. I help guide that change. I help you gain clarity during that change. I help hold you accountable to that change that you've committed to. It's hard to do it alone. I've got coaches. Shoot. I'd like to get rid of my 5 a.m. fitness coach. I tell you that sure as day. But anyhow, that's a different song. Yeah. Well, thank you, Matthew. I appreciate that. But that's what coaches do. If you don't have a coach and you want to look into a coach, give me a call or find a friend. Commit with your partner. Make it a daily practice. This is not going to happen overnight. Change is possible, and it's on me to make it happen. It's not on you, it's in you. Not to be corrective, but so often you gotta get it in here, people. We wear clothing. We sometimes wear this transformation, goal setting, attitude thing as if it's a shirt that at night we can take off and then put it back on. I have a nuclear reactor, atomic bomb level energy source bubbling and living inside of me. The thing that often fails is my ability to focus that energy. You know, I love superheroes, and there's always that. My son and I will watch it, and he'll turn and go, is he a good guy or is he a bad guy? Because he wants it black or white. And I'm like, well, sometimes they're both. He's like, Dad, is he a good guy or a bad guy? I'm like, I believe that we all have the potential to use that superhero power, that incredible force that's in us as good guys or bad guys. We have to make the choices each and every time we call up into that power. We Hulkerize or transform or whatever it is, or call down Shazam or Mighty Isis. See, I can do all of them. When you call into that power, you can decide, is it going good? Is it going bad? Is it going for benefit or is it going for loss? And so, yeah, it's in us, not on us. Just a little mindset shift. I'm big about the words. They mean something. The words spoke the universe into existence. Let's not toss them about casually. All right, well, that's enough of Success Life Live this morning. I hope you found it of value. If you did, let me know what the best part was, what the worst part is, and where I need to improve. And then share it out with your friends so that they can join us. And tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. Eastern, we have Fun Friend Friday. And yes, I'll find a festive frock somehow. I may have to hand paint one, or I don't know, maybe go to the ladies department because they always have the frilly festive things. We'll see. But I will join you tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. Eastern for Fun Friend Friday with my friend Julia. It's going to be a lot of fun. I've got some questions to ask her. She doesn't even know about them yet, but they sort of came to me the other day when I was just sitting thinking. So I think you'll enjoy it. If you haven't seen a Fun Friend Friday, then you got to step in and join us. All right, so until tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. Eastern, you guys go off and have an awesome day. Live life with success. It is fully yours to have. All right? Till then, you're blessed. Bye-bye.